that's just my idea. There's nothing in Chinese medicine exactly that would corroborate that except this, as far as I know. But let me talk just a little bit about chakras. So chakra means wheel in Sanskrit. And the idea is that inside your Shen body, you've got these wheels of energy that reflect different levels of consciousness, different levels of processing. And the center of each of those wheels is actually a little point of consciousness from the Ling realm, from the spiritual realm. So in the center of each chakra, you've actually got what you might call a god or a goddess figure that is transmuting energy from another set of dimensions down into your Shen body, right? And that's sort of a similar idea of transmission or transportation that we see with the back shoe points, that there's a kind of transmitting process. That's the fundamental theory of chakras. So, and I personally just think that from my own clinical experience, that when I find an imbalance in one of the cervical vertebrae, very often I'll then see a corresponding imbalance in that zone of the body that corresponds to that chakra. And my definition of where the chakras are is more sort of functional anatomy based on the three dantian, right? Based on below the lower dantian, the first chakra, the middle of the lower dantian, the second chakra, the solar plexus region for the third chakra, chest for the fourth chakra, fifth chakra, throat, sixth chakra, head, seventh chakra, crown. So when I'm palpating the neck, I'll think a little bit about that when I find something obviously out of balance in relation to a vertebral level. And yeah, so as demonstrated earlier, you can needle the neck a little bit using very, very thin needles. And you can certainly use essential oils and massage, and these points correspond very well to that. Now, the original thinking about the window of heaven points is that they're used when there is a sudden attack of what we might call in Chinese medicine rebellious qi, where the person becomes dizzy. And they might have convulsions, disorientation, dizziness, instability on the feet, where they start to, get, topple over or fall over, sudden loss of voice, blockage in the chest, inability to breathe, violent headache. It's kind of intense. If you look at the second page, which is the second passage in the Neijing, it's a different part of the Neijing that talks about the window of heaven points. You'll see very specific symptoms that I've translated for you for each of these 5 window of heaven points. So you see we've got one sequence which is 10 points, within which there's an actual sequence of 7, and then there's sort of 3 extra thrown around. And then you've got another sequence of 5 points. Different parts of the Neijing, different ways of looking at it. So the original idea with these window of heaven points is your functioning sensorium, your brain, is coming detached from from your body, and you're losing it, right? And so they were actually originally indicated for quite violent conditions, quite strong, sudden conditions where you no longer can maintain your consciousness, and in different unpleasant ways. So back in the 1970s and 80s, and since then in Europe, and actually I think from the Vietnamese tradition and the French acupuncturists, people started using the window of heaven points for psycho-emotional imbalance of maybe a less physical and less violent nature, right? Where the sense is that the person is unable to stay in contact with reality, but it's more about their emotional process or their sense of being ungrounded or disconnected. The head is not connecting to the body, right? So how you actually use the window of heaven points, I think there's a lot of sort of possibilities there. I think the easiest way for me to talk about these is to have somebody be a model, and then I can show you where the points are and talk about them at the same time. And also just show you some ideas about working with the neck. So, you know, I like to do Tom Tam's vagus nerve release technique, which is to go down like this. It's a little uncomfortable. You all right? Mm-hmm. Tom Tam is an acupuncturist and a Qigong practitioner who's focused a lot on treating cancer patients. I think he's on the East Coast. You trained with him? Wow, that's cool. So you feel free to correct me.
No,
I learned from one of his students,
yeah,
Anya
me
Ticine.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, but here, in Santa Cruz.
Okay. Yeah, I learned from Anya Ticine how to do this.
It comes to Sacramento.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So this technique, the idea is you're releasing the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is a nerve that goes down and innervates all of the internal organs. And so Tom Tam feels that if you release the vagus nerve, you enable the body's intelligence to kind of talk to its organ system. And so this is something I like to do on people, and actually it's fairly clear on Nikki on this side. But on some people it's not going to be clear at all. What I like to do is get my fingers hooked under this area right here as I turn the head, so I can apply a little bit of traction on the back, on the bottom of the neck as I do this. Yeah. And typically I'll actually go through a fairly wide area, and this includes some very sensitive areas, so this can be very painful for people. And I'm not trying to work too deeply, I'm trying to just kind of listen to what her body needs. But this is a very good clearing technique. And what's interesting to me about this is that it overlaps Kiko's immunity points, right? Kiko Matsumoto and all the Japanese teachers that she represents have long taught that when you see a lot of sensitivity around small intestine 17, triple burner 17 in this zone here, then oftentimes this is a sign of a weakened immunity. And so I like to kind of take the neck through different angles a little bit and actually clear through that area. And this is a very generic treatment approach that covers many of the window of having points, right? I'm going small intestine 17, triple burner 17, small intestine 17, small intestine 16, triple burner 16. They're all in there, and then continuing on down. Now when you get down in here, you're going to be stimulating the scalenes, and people might feel nerve pain going down into their hands. And so you're kind of looking for anything blocked, really. It actually feels okay. How is your neck these days?
It's kind of chronic on the left, but I've been seeing an osteopath.
Okay. I'm not finding obvious places where I want to work really deeply at all. And that might be because that wouldn't be a good idea on her neck for me to work too deeply. Can it get pretty sensitive if the work's too deep? It's just a sense I get not to do it. Maybe because you've been seeing the osteopath. Okay, let's not mess this up.
I'm going again Wednesday.
Good. All right. So, but this is a good technique that I recommend practicing. It's very soothing, and you're pulling the energy down. And the thing to keep in mind is that nowadays, in our culture, so much energy is going up to the head and getting stuck in the head. And if you think about the neck just simply as the intermediary between your gut and your heart and your brain, then it makes sense that it gets pretty blocked up. The neck is a sensitive zone on the body, and it also, the ling, the spiritual body, is sort of an expression of that sensitivity in a way. So it's good to work with it sensitively. So I'm going to go through the location of the window of having points in the specific ordering. Can you pass me that sheet right there so I make sure I'm ordering properly? In the specific ordering that the Neijing mentions it in.